Hi, Jürgen. I just wonder whether I could get your thoughts generally on the game. And there were some key decisions which I was. It's probably not appropriate to ask you as the first question, but can you talk us through the key decisions really? Sort of the Harry Kane challenge on Robertson, Robertson's challenge on Royale, and then the penalty decision. They all looked, from where I was sitting, as if questionable highly.
Yeah. So let's start with the result. Maybe the result I think is fine. Would have been different, I think, with different decisions from the ref, but with the decisions, how he did it, I'm fine with the result. It's a 2-2 at Tottenham. That's absolutely okay. It was a difficult game for us for plenty of reasons. One is we had to change a lot. And it obviously is then difficult to deal with the different challenges in a game like this. The challenge today was we play against Tottenham, who set up a 5-3-2. And when they won the ball deep in their own half, they just kicked it as far as possible. And Kane and Son were on their bikes for it. So we struggle with these moments slightly. That costs you, obviously, like, it gives you some struggles a little bit because you think each ball we lose is probably, so we had to reorganize our protection a little bit better in the second half, that we don't run always in a counter-attack. That makes no sense that Ibu Konate is involved in our offensive passing and Tyler Morton is the one who stands against Harry Kane. That's not really how it should be. So that's the football part. Was an intense game. Tottenham looked second half slightly fresher than us. We were 2-1 up. They could then score the second as well. But of course, the game would have been completely different with two key decisions in the first half. So let's start with Robbo. We saw it now back, and yes, you can give a red card there. It's not the harshest ever, but it's not the smartest as well. So he knows that, and he's a really good boy, but he lost it a little bit, and so this red card you can give. But this is the proof that the VR was there today, because before that we thought he might not be in his office, because the two other situations. I think we agree now all that Harry Kane should have seen a red card. So, and he didn't, and the penalty situation, Mr. Tierney told me that he thought Diogo Jota stopped on purpose. He wanted to get hit. And if you watch this situation back, that's a very exclusive view. And it's really difficult to do these things that quick. But he has, I'm not sure why it was a very quick decision of him. You could see it, he saw it was directly like this. I'm not sure if he was prepared for it or whatever, but if you watch the situation, how can you react that quick? It's a clear penalty, but he thought it's clear not a penalty. Wow. Yeah, that's obviously two wrong decisions of him, I would say, and one right, all three against us.
Thanks, John. We'll go to Matt Law and then James Pearce.
Hi, Jürgen. Can I just ask you, with the Harry Kane situation, do you think it benefits Harry that he is the England captain when these things happen?
I have no idea why. Really, you have to ask, not me. You have to ask. Yeah, the VAR. That's a clear, absolutely 100% red card. You're very often you don't see it. You cannot see it clearly or whatever. But this situation, if Andy Robertson's foot is still on the ground, his leg is broken. I think we all agree on that. But luckily for both, it was in the air. It's still a red card. But the ref saw it different.
Thank you. James Pearce, and then to Jerry Cox. James.
Hi, Jürgen. Can I just check, how difficult is it trying to prepare the team at the moment with everything you're having to handle? Because obviously you had to make late changes before the Newcastle game. I take it those were late changes again today. So is that two games you've got into when you haven't even trained with that starting 11?
Yeah, true. Yeah, Hendo has a cold. Hendo is the only with proper symptoms, but he is only a cold. And we had to send him home. Yeah, it's not easy. We have So how we always were in contact with the Premier League, and we tell them about our cases and the stuff what happens. And we had in the first instant we had 3 cases. Then 2 days later, Thiago was positive. That is, the Premier League tells us that these are pretty much the best numbers in the league. I saw Arsenal playing and Chelsea playing. They have obviously. For me, their first lineup pretty much on the pitch. For us, that's not exactly the same possible. But yeah, there was obviously no chance with 4 yesterday to cancel a game, and we had no intention to do that. But then today, Hendo on top of that for different reasons. Yes, it's tough, absolutely tough. And they play against Tottenham, and you saw. They looked in the second half fresher than the first half. So this is an intense period. We have to make sure that we all have the same chances, the same situation pretty much. It's difficult in that moment. I see that. But we had apart from, I don't know which team I can line up because I always wait more in the morning for the test results. But we had absolutely no idea about the Tottenham team. Usually you prepare a game and you have an idea who played last week and stuff like this. We had absolutely no idea. And we saw then the lineup was, I think, apart from Højbjerg, pretty much the first lineup. So, and they looked already fresh, to be honest. We were first half just better and were more dominant. I'm not sure at the numbers, but it's 70-30% at Tottenham. That's now it's nearly ridiculous, to be honest. There's no open game. It's just counter-attacking. So that's all tough. But yes, the situation is not easy. But we play football as long as people tell us to do.
Okay. Got time for a couple more. We'll go to Jerry Cox and then to Zia. So Jerry first.
Hi, Jürgen.
Hi.
It's been suggested there could be a circuit breaker to stop the Premier League for a week or 2. What would you feel?
I don't know. If somebody tells me that's the solution, I'm in on 100%. The only thing that I'm in. So for us, it looks like we got the stuff we have in a moment. No case in the stuff. So no case that and the staff got the booster. I don't know exactly, but 5-6 weeks ago. So let's just guess now that that's because of the players got the booster. Most of the players got the booster if they could get it after the Aston Villa game. So 5-6 days later, they still got then Corona. 2 of them had the booster already. The other 2 couldn't get it because they had got a different injection before, not a vaccination for something else. And so they couldn't get the booster. So that's it. If everybody gets boosted and we have to go 2 weeks to home and it's really the solution and then we don't have cases, well, fine, then let's go home and wait for that. Absolutely. But if we just stop it and don't do anything in that department, then I don't see the benefit of it, really.
Okay, thank you. Final question, I'm afraid, but that's all got to go. Zia.
Hi, Jürgen. Now, I understand 25% of the Premier League clubs have not been vaccinated so far. Now, do you think clubs can actually do more to influence the players to be vaccinated?
I don't know these numbers, honestly. It was like EFL, I heard something about that, but I don't know the numbers. I have no idea. It's not about, it's not about that we have to force players to do it, but it's always when you want to be member of a club, whichever club it is, then you have to follow the rules of the club. If we say the Premier League is a specific club, then when you want to be part of it, then the Premier League can say you have to do this and that. So I'm not allowed to say exactly what I want about the ref today, otherwise I get a fine. So I have to accept this rule, and there are some more rules. So, but I don't know really. I cannot be always. I don't want to be the spokesperson for whatever vaccination or other things. It's really, I think, from a common sense point of view, it makes absolutely sense to do it because we help us and other people. But that's It will not. My opinion will not be decisive tomorrow in the meeting. Never was. Why should it be now?